Clear. Thank you, guys. Okay. Love these bar stools. Yeah. I'm going to double check what Sammy said. I don't think they went to the state championship in 21. But... In 21? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yes, that makes sense. You're right. 3. Okay, I was all scrambled because Sammy was like, wait, they said Eric went his freshman year, but that makes sense. Yep.
What are you saying about me, Lucas?
You're right. Eric was in the state championship his freshman year, and that was 21. So it's been 3 years because this is his 4th year. Math is hard.
Presenting the state of Tennessee flag is Cadet Major Dexter Branscombe. Presenting the Patriot Battalion colors is Cadet Captain Julia Osborne. On guard detail are Cadet First Sergeant Elijah Rubier and Cadet Lieutenant Aperna Bindra. Tonight's national anthem is being performed by the Fred J. Pace Marching Patriot Band under the direction of Taylor Colmeyer.
Mind if I put this here? You hear that? I think we're picking up the radio guys on the roof. You hear that?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like, is that Wade?
Probably.
The Tennessee Army National Guard is proud to support Middle Tennessee high schools and high school athletics.
We're working together to help schools and students get the most out of their high school years on and off the field.
The Tennessee Army National Guard is honored to join forces with MyTV30 and Friday Night Rivals to support the communities we live in, work in, and we serve in. Tennessee Army National Guard is volunteer strong.
Tonight's Friday Night Rivals matchup between two of Middle Tennessee's finest high schools is brought to you by the Tennessee Army National Guard and Bart Durham Injury Law.
A jam-packed Friday Night Rivals kickoff weekend continues as it is night number 2 of our opening weekend tripleheader. Tonight, former region rivals meet again. The Page Patriots host the Giles County Bobcats on the Tennessee Army National Guard's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Bart Durham Injury Law. Welcome in, everyone, to another gorgeous night for high school football here at Page High School. He is Josh Corey. I'm Lucas Panzica. And Josh, these are two programs that have been on the cusp of a state championship each of the last 3 years. 2024, it's about getting over the hump, and that journey starts tonight in week 1.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Lucas. That's what both of these teams are trying to do, pushing past the previous limits that they've had, you know, with Giles County in the semifinals. Page been in the state championship. This is a great week 1 matchup. I mean, just a super game. And if it's anything like last year, this is going to be something pretty special.
Yeah, that was an overtime thriller won by Page in week 1. That does take us straight to the keys to the game. First, for the visitors in Giles County, got to hold up on the edges, Josh, against an elite pass rushing duo brought by Page.
Yeah, Giles County starting 2 freshman offensive tackles tonight in Caden Luffman and Carter Garrett. The problem for the Bobcats, They'll be getting their first varsity action against two of the best defenders in the state in Page's Brandon Haynes and Eric Hazard. A tough assignment for any offensive lineman, especially two ninth graders. For Page, they'll be adjusting to a new style of offense. The Patriots are accustomed to throwing the ball all over the stadium the past few years, but because of different personnel this season, they'll have a new look offense where there's an increased emphasis on the running game. Look for starting quarterback William Webush and running back Colt Brown to really take the tone early.
And for the players of the game with Giles County, it's Caleb Oates, the defensive end, who could get some snaps at running back as well, but he's simply too valuable on defense, bringing back over 7 sacks from last season.
Yeah, Oates is a big, bruising running back. He's a 3-year defensive starter for the Bobcats, but he'll get his first starting action on offense tonight at running back. He led this defense last season in tackles, sacks, and tackles for loss, but plans to be a huge part of the game plan on the offense tonight for Giles County. For Page, they don't get any better than Brendan Haynes. Haynes is a Wisconsin commit and a force at linebacker for the Patriots defense. He plays with incredible instincts and is always around the football. He's outstanding against the run and plays pass coverage assignments equally well. You'll probably see him line up on offense at a little running back too.
Well, that takes us to the third member of our team, Sammy Kincaid. As the crowd is filling out, it's already a great environment here at Page, but some big injury news about this matchup. Sammy, what can you tell us?
Yeah, there's a lot of injury news on the Giles County side. For the Bart Durham injury report, let's start out on that Giles County side. Out tonight is Kareem Bryant. That's a huge loss for Giles County. He does get about 60% of the targets at that wide receiver spot, so big loss for Giles County. He is out with a groin strain. On the Page side of things, they have a couple of players out tonight. They have Presley Kozart, running back, out tonight, as well as wide receiver Isaac Powers. They are both out with lower body injuries. That's your Bart Durham injury report. After kickoff, right after this break, we're going to have kickoff. A whole lot more for you, so stick with us. We'll be right back.
Cut, here's your umpire. Visiting team is Giles County, number 10. You're going to call the toss, correct? Yep. Gentlemen, that is heads, that is tails. What would your call be? Tails. He is calling tails. Here we go. Gentlemen, we have heads. So the red team is one to toss.
We would like to defer.
You want to defer to the second half?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Page has won the toss. They will defer to the second half. All right, gentlemen. That means you want that football, correct?
Oh, yeah, we're good, yeah.
You're going to kick the ball, and you're going to kick the ball away from scoreboard, correct? Okay. If you would turn your back with umpire Northcutt, guys, y'all turn around here with me, and we're going to face the scoreboard. To begin the game, Giles County will receive. All right, guys, one more time. Take care. Good luck to both teams.
It's Friday night. Principal is Don Thomas. Director of Schools is Mickey Beard.
For the first time in 2024, the Friday Night Lights are cutting through the Williamson County sky in Franklin, Tennessee, as the Page Patriots host the Giles County Bobcats in the Tennessee Army National Guard's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Bart Durham Injury Law. It is the second of our triple header in this Friday Night Rivals kickoff weekend, and sure to be a fun matchup if it's anything like the Week 1 thriller from 2023, a 35-34 overtime victory for the Patriots at Giles County. 3A travels to 5A in a matchup between two former region rivals, two teams that have been right there in terms of winning a state championship in each of the last 3 years. We'll send it down to the field for the Tennessee Army National Guard coin toss with our referee, Dan Holt.
He is calling tails. Here we go. Gentlemen, we have heads. So the red team is one to toss.
We would like to defer.
You want to defer to the second half?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Page has won the toss. They will defer to the second half. All right, gentlemen. That means you want that football, correct?
Oh, yeah, we're good, yeah.
Or you're going to kick the ball, and you're going to kick the ball away from scoreboard, correct? Okay. If you would turn your back with umpire Northcutt, guys, y'all turn around here with me, and we're going to face the scoreboard. To begin the game, Giles County will receive.
The Giles County Bobcats will start this game with the football, and it is so great to have you with us on a gorgeous Middle Tennessee evening alongside Josh Corey. I'm Lucas Panzica, Sammy Kincaid down on the sideline, and Josh will get an early look at this Giles County offense that put up over 42 points per game last year, but lost 3 all-state caliber players, and it's going to be a new look with the new quarterback in Xavier Randolph.
Yeah, can't wait to see him and have some new offensive linemen as well. 2 freshman tackles that we talked about a little bit in the opener right there, going against a very, very good Page Patriot defense tonight. But looking to see what the identity is going to be for this Giles County offense. You got to believe that they're going to probably be run heavy with the loss of their leading receiver coming back, Kareem Bryant.
Jonathan Baba set to kick us off for the Patriots. Pearson Collier, the junior safety, back deep to receive on the goal line as we are underway in Week 1 from Page High School. And a little bit of confusion there as they field the kickoff and get it out to the 12-yard line, bottled up and driven backwards is Darion London as Grayson Chisholm comes shot out of a cannon on the kick coverage team for the stop, and just like that, Giles County already marooned inside their own 15 for the opening series. So the Bobcats offense will come out against the Page defense that held opponents to 7 points or less 8 times last season, and they return a large core of that defense, especially that pass rushing duo of Brendan Ains and Eric Hazard. But all eyes here on Xavier Randolph, the sophomore quarterback. Dealt with some injuries in the offseason, replaced Johnny Jackson, the starter from last year, and he'll go under center for play number 1 as it's a handoff right up the middle and driven straight backwards with nothing going on the play is Caleb Oates. Dropped for a loss, and the injury update presented by Bart Durham showed that wide receiver Kareem Bryant would be out for this game. As you get a look at the Giles County starting offense, brought to you by BMC Metalworks, a look at Caleb Oates, the starting running back. And Josh, they're going to have to rely on him in a run-heavy style tonight without their best receiver.
Yeah, they certainly are, and you saw that by the first formation that they came out in that stack eye, trying to get one more running back and one blocker at the point of attack for the Bobcats.
Starting lineup brought to you by BMC Metalworks, an industry leader in CNC machining and steel fabrication services, celebrating their 50th anniversary. Screening it out to the left side of the field is Xavier Randolph. So a pass attempt on 2nd and long. It's caught by Xavier Hanna, able to make up some of the lost yardage, making it 3rd and long. William Weebush, the Memphis commit at safety, coming downhill to make the stop as you look at the Page defense presented by BMC Metalworks. Number 40 Hazard, number 22 Ains, both future power 4 edge rushers, and number 10 William Weebush, who doubles as a quarterback, headed to play safety at Memphis.
Yeah, the back half of this defense doesn't get any better than that with your linebacking core and your secondary. This is a very experienced group that's always swarming around the football.
Page looking to pin their ears back here on a 3rd and 8. Randolph rolls to his right. Hazard in pursuit. Guns it over the middle. It's caught, and it's good for a first down. Brought to you by BMC Metalworks. That is Ja'Kiah Inglet, the H-back, leaking out to make the grab, and it's a nice toss by Xavier Randolph on his second pass attempt.
Yeah, and we've seen this a couple times now on their pass attempts. They are going to take Xavier Randolph and move him around in the pocket. That kind of opens things up and makes the defense kind of commit to staying in their zones or maybe pursuing the quarterback. Nice job there by the sophomore quarterback.
It's a 13-yard pickup as you see Giles County settle back into that Maryland eye. Bowling forward is Caleb Oates. Disappears under a pile, gains a couple to bring up 2nd and 8. So how difficult is that for a sophomore quarterback when Kareem Bryant, your senior wide receiver, who you thought would be a go, a little groin issue, can't play, and that drastically affects the game plan?
Yeah, and especially for a young quarterback, that's extremely tough. But, you know, what we've seen so far, he's putting it on his shoulders. He's doing a good job of running this offense and managing this first drive.
They'll send 3 wide to the left. Randolph will look to throw again. Over the middle, it's Inglet, his second catch of the day. He's twirled down at the 41. And it's a 9-yard pickup for a BMC Metalworks first down. So maybe a little less run heavy than we thought they'd be on this opening series. Giles County chipping away.
Yeah, certainly are. And that was a good pass and delivery right there by Xavier Randolph at quarterback. Found his H-back again, and a lot of poise standing in the pocket. He knew he was going to get hit by linebacker Sean Cunningham. Took the hit, made the throw, and a big pickup right there on 2nd down.
For Page, it's a defense that feels like it's got a good matchup on the edges against the freshman offensive tackles, but this one goes right up the middle. Caleb Oates tumbles through the logo for a first down pickup, slicing into Page territory. A 14-yard gain for the senior.
Yeah, Oates is not going to beat you running the football downfield straight away. He is a big, powerful runner, and run a little tempo here for the Bobcats.
An offense called by coordinator Bryson Gordon. Helped Page get to the 3A semifinal for the 3rd consecutive season in 2023 with a loss to Alcoa. Oates gets another carry and tears through the line of scrimmage. Brought down by a gang of Patriots as you get a look at head coach David O'Connor in his 9th season in charge of the Bobcats. Coaches from the press box. Certainly a unique situation. We'll get a little more on that later on, as a timeout on the field will be taken for an injured player. The Page man down is Connor Kaufman, senior defensive end, being looked at. A Page front that they feel like is a strength. Plenty of veteran players coming back, including the senior Kaufman. And as they take a look at him, we'll take our first break of the night. Scoreless early in Franklin on the Tennessee Army National Guard's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Bart Durham Injury Law.
The best pizza in Franklin is Nashville Pizza Company. Stop by Nashville Pizza Company in the Washington Shopping Center for daily specials. Sign up for the loyalty program for more specials. And Nashville Pizza is hiring. Make your lunch and dinner plans easy with Nashville Pizza Company.
Nothing like the first national anthem of the high school football season. Our United States Marines national anthem moment right before kickoff between Page and Giles County here during this Friday Night Rivals kickoff weekend. Part 2 of a triple header with matchups Thursday, Friday, and Saturday to kick off the season. Giles County on the move after receiving the opening kick. Caleb Oates gets another carry. And Josh, Coach David O'Connor told us this week that their library of plays that they like to expand week after week shrinks a little bit without star receiver Kareem Bryant out. Said they'll be more run heavy than they want to, but maybe a little more balanced than we thought they'd be early on. 5 runs, 3 passes.
Yeah, they've done a nice job of mixing it up right here on this first drive.
And Xavier Randolph drops into the gun for this 3rd and short. Communicates with a young offensive line that only returns 1 starter in left guard Caden Reinhardt. Oates gets it again through the line of scrimmage, just trying to push the pile over the line to gain. He won't get there. Brings up a 4th and short, and the first 4th down decision for head coach David O'Connor.
Yeah, they had a very manageable 3rd down right there, only gained about 1.5 yards. It's going to bring up 4th down right here, but I mean, you've done a nice job. You know, you want to try to capitalize on these drives because you're not going to get this for 4 quarters against a defense that's as good as Page.
4th and 2. Back in the Maryland I. Page shifting their front 7. Ames and Hazard swap edges. And they're going to take this down and call a timeout. Maybe trying to draw the Page defense offside or a miscommunication. What'd that look like to you?
Probably more of a alignment thing. They had something called. They didn't really like it, so they took the timeout, came over, talk about it, make sure that they get the right play. This is an important down right here because it's been a very impressive first drive for the Bobcats.
So they'll discuss. There's Charles Rathbone in year 14 as the head coach of the Patriots. 3 straight 5A state runner-ups in the last 3 years, and he's not shy about it, Josh. They talk about those losses. They take ownership of them, and he was candid with us this week. He said he still thinks about that 24-19 loss to West almost every week in the state championship game, and talked about his players having that hurt in their heart, wanting to get back to Chattanooga.
Yeah, and what's amazing, Lucas, is it's so hard to get back, you know, and they've done it 3 times with this senior class that's on the field. It's so hard to get back, and they've been real close, but obviously a successful season for them is finally pushing through and winning that state championship in Chattanooga.
Back at it on 4th and 2. Little misdirection, and looks like that's with the football, Dallas Buckner, the fullback, and it's going to be short. Page defense able to sniff it out. Turnover on downs on the opening series, and the Patriots will come out on offense.
Yeah, big stop right here. You're exactly right. Little misdirection. That's what you get with 3 backs in that stack I. You've got backs going all different directions. Makes the backers play their keys, and just not able to convert right there. That was a big stop for this Page defense.
It was actually Ja'Kai Inglet on the carry, but Page takes over for their first series of the season. William Wiebush, the senior quarterback, who also will play as a safety for most of the night, but he's headed to play in college at Memphis. He'll hand it off on 1st and 10. Colt Brown tumbling forward, a quick running back. As you may see Page rotate around at the running back position. A look at the offensive starters presented by BMC Metalworks. And the question, Josh, is how much do we see William Wiebush at quarterback versus junior Mitchell Grandjean?
Yeah, you know, they both are probably going to play. They both have different skill sets. Both are very good athletes. And I'm just kind of amazed that was a first down run because we're used to Page pitching it all over the field.
More run heavy than usual. It's the biggest offensive line they've ever had under Charles Rathbone, who's a former offensive lineman himself. Talked about needing to lean on the run game, especially early in the season as the offense continues to gel. Webush will give Brown another go, and he trips around the left side. Tackled by Dallas Buckner. The junior brings him down to bring up 3rd and short, as the Giles County defense that allowed 20 points per game last year returns a lot up front. As we talked about, Caleb Oates, the defensive end, the senior, who will rotate in, and Tate Bedford in the middle of that defense. Only a sophomore, but started every game last year, was an all-region player. Number 21 in the middle.
Yeah, keep your eye on number 10, Jack Stafford, too. He's a 3-year starter. That linebacker core is pretty experienced and pretty good players inside there.
On 3rd and 2, Webush wires it out to the right side. Going to ground is Caden Ackerman, the junior, who Charles Rathbone said had a fantastic offseason. Really changed his body in the weight room and looks to be a big contributor on the outside at receiver.
Yeah, he's a very long receiver. You can see right there, does a good job of putting his body between the ball and the defender and taking that in and picking up a first down for Page.
Presented by BMC Metalworks. Here's Page at midfield. Keeping it is Webush, showing off that track speed, gets the edge on the right side and just scuttles out of bounds inside the 30. Had 200 yards last season from the quarterback position, had 73 rush yards and 2 touchdowns on only 6 carries against Giles County in week 1. He shows it off there.
Yeah, well, Webush is an athlete now. He's committed to Memphis as a safety. But that's one of the reasons Coach Charles Rathbone decided to go with him at quarterback, is his ability to run the football, and we saw it right there.
Was part of the quarterback competition last year, but lost the battle to Jonathan Palmer, but simply too good an athlete to keep off the field, so they placed him at safety, and that's where his college future will be. But here he is in the gun, and popped in the backfield is Isaac Odie, the freshman, on his first carry of the season. Aiden Jones comes down from his safety spot to make the stop.
Yeah, it was well played by Aiden Jones, number 5 at the top of your screen right there. Comes up on the line of scrimmage, which is something you can do when you run a 4-2-5 defense like Giles County. You can take one of those back edge defenders and walk them down in the box, and Jones played that one perfectly.
Loss of 2. Webush still with Odie in the backfield. Running back by committee will be the approach for Page, and it's a high snap, tipped up by Webush, caught by Odie. He's trying to win a foot race around the left side. He's driven back and dropped for another loss. That time, it was Dakota Jackson, the senior, making the stop, and Page moving backwards after the big first down run by Webush.
Yeah, trouble with the snap right there. Got some speed to the outside, but what a great job right there by number 22, Dakota Jackson, playing that from the outside back in, not giving him leverage to the sideline, forcing him to throttle down. Makes a great tackle.
Sets up 3rd and 16. Could be a passing situation here for the senior Webush. On the play action, looks to go deep, has a man running free in the end zone. It's caught. Touchdown, Patriots. Knight Wilson, the junior. And this Page crowd is loving it. A 3rd and 16 turns into 6 on the deep ball. 33 yards between Webush connecting with Knight Wilson.
Well, they bring the safety over with the inside receiver. It creates a one-on-one matchup right there. Knight Wilson does the rest, gets behind the defender, and Page is up 7-0 here in the first quarter.
It's a good start for the Patriots on offense. We'll get another look at it on the way out as Page takes the lead at home over Giles County, 7-0.
Check, 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 check. Hello, hello, hello. Yes. Welcome back to Page High School, where they are currently leading 7-0, just scored. And I have with me from the Tennessee Army's National Guard, Sergeant First Class Casey Comstock. And first off, thank you so much for your service, and thank you so much to the Tennessee Army National Guard for being a sponsor of Friday Night Rivals. But can you tell me, how is the Tennessee Army National Guard different from other military branches?
So what makes us different is that not only do we belong to the state, we also belong to the federal government. So we get benefits from both sides. Our main priority is to protect the state of Tennessee through different natural disasters, whatever they need. Also, if our nation needs us, we're at that call as well.
And what jobs can somebody have whenever they're in the Tennessee Army National Guard?
Well, we have a host of different jobs available. We have everything from aviation to tanks to medical field to supply trucks. Whatever you want to do in the National Guard, we have the job available.
That's awesome that there's such a wide variety of jobs, and everyone talks about the benefits of being in the military, but what benefits are specific to the Tennessee Army National Guard?
Well, the best benefit about being the Tennessee National Guard is that we get the state incentives to go to school here. Every state school you go to tuition free through the Tennessee Strong Act. And then we also get the federal benefits as well. That's what sets us apart from every other organization, is we get both the best worlds. So that's what makes us the best.
Awesome. Well, thank you again so much for your service, and thank you again to the Tennessee Army National Guard for being a sponsor of Friday Night Rivals. Guys, up to you.
Thank you, Sammy. Patriots leading 7-0 at home after the 33-yard touchdown connection from William Weebush to Knight Wilson. And now Giles County will look to respond. Here's the kickoff from Baba. Taking it up between the hash marks across the 25-yard line is Pearson Collier. And the Bobcats offense, who strung together a few first downs on that opening series and were stymied on a turnover on downs in Page territory, will come back out with sophomore quarterback Xavier Randolph. Charles Rathbone looks on as his team takes the lead on a scoring drive that took 7 plays, 62 yards, 3:18 off the clock. A deep touchdown pass on a 3rd and long has Giles County playing at a disadvantage early here. Already more run heavy than they would normally be due to the loss of wide receiver Kareem Bryant to injury tonight. Randolph will start this drive from the gun. Fires it over the right side. Caught and tumbling down at the 40 is Inglet. Seems to be the favorite target tonight.
Yeah, and they're doing a great job of keeping things mixed up. I was just going to come back and say, it would be nice for them to throw the ball on first down. They did that. Obviously, the Page defense was thinking run, and that's one thing that they've done well, is they've kind of kept this Page defense off balance a little bit so far in the first quarter.
It's a BMC Metalworks first down. Can see Randolph getting the ball out quickly as Ains and Hazard, the two edge rushers, line up in front of them. This time they'll go to ground. Straight up the middle. Caleb Oates, who will get a ton of snaps at defensive end tonight, is their best player on defense. Just can't keep him off the field as this team's best running back. The senior taking on more of a ball-carrying load in 2024. 5'9", 210 pounds. And it's always a dilemma, right? When your best player on both sides of the ball can make an impact either way, on how much to balance that out.
Yeah, especially early in the season when it's so hot. You don't want them gassed in the second half, so got to be real smart about utilization there.
They'll give it to him again. He's popped at the line of scrimmage, but falls through the tackle to make it a 3rd and manageable. As this was Bryce Dakota coming down to make the hit. Oates ran right through it.
Yeah, nice job by the linebacker right there, filling the gap. The key right here, there you see Dakota Bryce, only a sophomore. You're a pretty good player when you're playing for Page as a sophomore. The whole key here for Giles County, positive yards, keeping the ball moving.
Randolph throws quickly to the left side. Caught again by Inglet at midfield. Flag is down on the near sideline. Would be a first down if it stands as we hit the 1-minute mark in the first quarter. Well, we'll await the call from Dan Holt and his crew.
Yeah, great poise by the sophomore quarterback so far, and he's starting to develop some timing and a rhythm and some trust in his big H-back right there, Inglet.
Looks like they're marching the offense backward. Here's Dan Holt.
Ineligible man downfield, number 11 of the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, third down.
And it's the man who caught the pass, 6'2", 233-pound junior H-back, Ja'Kiah England.
Yeah, so what they're saying, there was a formation problem where number 11 was covered up, therefore making him an ineligible receiver on that play.
They go 3 wide to the left here as Randolph throws over the middle, incomplete. Oates unable to bring it down, and that brings up a 4th and 10 as Giles County may have to punt it away for the first time tonight. How challenging can that be as a head coach when you want to be so multiple at this level as Giles County does, to be able to install that stuff and have a smooth operation, especially in week 1?
Well, you've got to have a plan A, and you've got to have a plan B. You've got to be able to adapt. And unfortunately for Giles County, they probably had to take some things out of their playbook. But they've done a nice job so far. You know, the problem here was the penalty. You can't have penalties like that for formation errors, and you can't put this offense from a 3rd and 5 to a 3rd and 10. It's just too hard to pick up that first down.
Christian Sens punts it down to the 30-yard line, where McLean Copeland will watch it bounce, and Page will take over inside their own 30 for their second series of the night as we take it down to Sammy Kincaid on the sideline.
Talking to Coach O'Connor before the game, I was actually talking to the principal, Don Thomas, before the game started, and I think it's the most unique situation possible with the coaching staff at Giles County. Coach O'Connor, he's probably up there right next to you guys coaching from up in the booth, which is very unique that a head coach is up there in the booth, and it's actually the principal and AD, Don Thomas, who is coaching on the sidelines. Don Thomas told me that they've been really close ever since 2nd grade, and they have a great relationship, and they can trust each other. And Coach O'Connor says he's been doing it since 2020. He loves coaching from up top because he can see the plays develop. Very unique situation at Giles County.
Thanks, Sammy. Yeah, decision he made during the COVID season and didn't want to go away from it, as it's a quarterback keeper for Weebush falling forward for a gain of 3.
It's actually incredible Coach O'Connor can do that. I mean, it really is, to be able to coach as a head coach. Have your principal on the sidelines too. I don't think I've ever seen that before, but you know, truly a unique situation right there.
Actually a pickup of 6 on the play by Weebush, but it is the final play of the first quarter as we are 1 down, 3 to go here on this Friday Night Rivals kickoff weekend, night number 2 of our opening weekend triple header. Page leads Giles County 7-0 on the Tennessee Army National Guard's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Bart Durham Injury Law. As we start the second quarter from Page High School, hope you'll stay with us for the United States Navy halftime report with participating school administrator interviews, highlights from here and around the nation, and more. The United States Navy, forged by the sea. Welcome back to Franklin, Week 1 action. Page hosting Giles County, former region rivals. Page now a 5A school, Giles County visiting from 3A, meeting for the 37th time in series history. On a 2nd and 4, it's a handoff to the freshman, Isaac Odie. Might gain one on the play as he's tackled by Aiden Jones. As Page looks to build on a lead that started with a 33-yard touchdown from William Weebush to Knight Wilson.
We've seen Odie a couple times tonight, and nice cutback play there. And good fill by the linebacker. But this one's going to be coming back.
Holding, number 77 of the offense. That's a 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat, 2nd down.
That's the sophomore right tackle, Austin Johnson. A lot of youth across this Page offensive line, mixed in with some veteran talent. Senior Eli Whitson at center. Junior left tackle Jacob Rathbone, the son of head coach Charles Rathbone, who's racking up offers at this point in his career, an all-state player from 2023, but a sophomore starting at left guard and at right tackle. Weebush on 2nd and long after the penalty. Giles County trying to bring the heat, and he dumps it down. This is Mitchell Grandjean, the junior, racing down the right sideline. Grandjean stepped out of bounds. Looked like no one was going to catch him, as they're going to bring this back. The Oxford, Mississippi transfer gets a nice block and might have been off to the races.
Yeah, they bring the edge rusher right there. That leaves no one in the flats. And Grandjean was off to the races, except official said he stepped out at the 37-yard line.
Still getting comfortable in the offense. Mitchell Grandjean, who moved over from Mississippi in the offseason, at 500 rush yards as a quarterback for Oxford High School in 2023. Might see him mixed in at the quarterback position tonight as well. As we mentioned, Weebush, a safety on the Page defense.
Yeah, and Grandjean's a good athlete, and it's a great example right there of those two working together, and Weebush kind of just taking what the defense gives him.
3rd and 2. This time Weebush will keep running left. Weaves around a tackler. Lowers his shoulder at the 45. And he picks up the UA Local 572 first down on a 10-yard scamper. UA Local 572, the premier trainer of workers in all aspects of the piping, plumbing, welding, and HVAC industry.
Yeah, this is a design quarterback run right here for Weebush. And, you know, I told you yesterday when we were talking, if they have put this kid at quarterback, he is going to run the football some in this offense. And we've seen that a couple times early on here in these first few drives.
Memphis commit spreads things out here. Hands it off again to Grandjean. Powers forward across midfield. Joseph Newsom, the senior defensive end, with the stop.
Yeah, and Page continues to pound the ball behind this big offensive line. You know, if you can pick up, 4 or 5 yards on first down, I mean, that'll win a lot of football games. And, they've been pretty effective on offense, a little more methodical than we're used to seeing. But, they're still trying to find this offensive identity, here early on, and they've looked pretty good.
Head coach Charles Rathbone admitted to us this week, said he felt like they got to execute better than they did in the preseason. Like right there, Grandjean dropping the ball on the quarterback exchange, ends up with it, and it'll be a no gain on the play. But just little things like that. Coach Rathbone saying wasn't as clean as he wanted throughout the course of their preseason scrimmages.
Yeah, the mesh point right there, not very good. And those are the kind of kinks that you kind of, assume will be worked out week one, along with some other things and formation problems. But, Coach Rathbone's been coaching a long time, and he does not like to see that ball put down on the turf.
Here's a 3rd and 6 for the Patriots at midfield. Weebush looks to throw, has Wilson on a comeback route. He spins at the 40, still on his feet, and brought down before he reaches the 30-yard line. There is a flag in the backfield. Page crowd celebrating, but this one might come back.
Yeah, they're certainly walking back and kind of in the area of holding, maybe there on the left side.
Holding, number 70 of the offense. That's a 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, third down.
And that time it was Jacob Rathbone, son of head coach Charles. A 6'3", 290-pound junior, getting a bit of a fistful here.
Yeah, that wasn't a whole lot for me. I'm a little offensive line biased, though. But, yeah, you know, you've got to take those hands. If you're Jacob Rathbone, you've got to put them inside the framework of the body. And when the defender starts to separate, you got to show the official your hands and not grab that cloth.
I will say, never know when to trust you guys with the offensive line bias. Yeah. We're full of it here with Bruno Reagan as well.
Yeah, we are. But that was a good call.
Weebush, pump fakes, drives it deep downfield, falls incomplete in front of Caden Ackerman, the intended receiver. Brings up 3rd and 15.
Yeah, and that's a timing thing that you would expect to see in your opening game right there. Just kind of not on the same page. Receivers not in the right spot. Can't deliver. But, you know, they are taking shots downfield. The first time they took a shot downfield, you know, they score that touchdown with Knight Wilson back in the first quarter. So they're still Page, and they're going to take those shots downfield at those third-level defenders.
Check that, 4th and 15. So the punting unit on the field. Gavin Rush, the Arkansas commit at punter. Lets it roll inside the 25 to the 21-yard line. And Giles County will come back out after a stop, trailing on the road 7-0 here in Franklin on the Tennessee Army National Guard's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Bart Durham Injury Law. A gorgeous night in Williamson County, perfect for week 1 high school football action. Page leading Giles County 7-0 as we take a break for financial literacy with Wilson Bank and Trust.
At the beginning of every football season, a team sits down and makes a game plan. Let Wilson Bank and Trust help you create your financial game plan. Protect your credit while navigating real-life obstacles by paying off credit cards and bills each month. Financial goals requires complex decisions and smart budgeting. It's always a good idea to prepare now for the future. Like every great coach knows their team, we know our community. We understand your needs and have the winning plays to help you achieve success. Let's craft a game-winning financial strategy that fits you.
Welcome back. Second quarter action. 8:40 to play here at Page High School. The Bobcats back on the ball after forcing a Page punt as it's a handoff out of the eye. Driving forward is Caleb Oates. And Giles County is trying to get on the board, put together a drive that ends in points. They've held on to the football. Time of possession even coming into this point in the game. Page with 8 minutes, 21 seconds of the ball. Giles County with 6 minutes, 59 seconds.
Yeah, they've done a good job of staying balanced right there and mixing it up and you know, doing the unexpected. But, you know, they've got to get something positive going here on this drive, because they've got to establish something that they've got to come away with points.
That's a positive carry for Caleb Oates, a 10-yard gain. That'll move the chains. A UA local 572 first down. As Oates is starting to pick up steam a little bit. That's his 10th carry, 39 yards on the night. As we have an official timeout. And both teams will convene at their respective sideline.
It looks like it may be an official's timeout with an equipment violation originally. And they're getting to water some of these players down here. You see the crowd at Page High School. I don't know if this is neon night, construction night. I don't know, but there's a theme every week. And it's well represented here in Rudderville tonight.
Always a guessing game with the safety vests.
You could go either way.
Stay with us later tonight. We'll give you our Bart Durham player of the game during the fourth quarter, as Page has a touchdown lead here in week 1. You know, anytime you talk to coaches at the start of a season, there's always a question mark, right, about exactly what you're going to see on the other sideline. Can always go back to last year, especially for a program like Page, but even then, they're switching up a lot of what they're doing on offense. So how much of week 1 is a feeling out process, at least in the first half, to figure out what you're up against?
Yeah, it's to figure out what you're up against, and also trying to get these kids, you know, to establish the identity for you both on offense and defense as well. You have a decent idea, but 3 preseason scrimmages is not always enough, you know, to kind of establish what type of team you are. But yeah, I mean, you could game plan all you want, and then that defense rolls out there across from you, and they're in a completely different front and coverage than you expected, and then you've drilled all week.
Getting word that the official timeout was a discussion about making sure the music gets shut off before a play starts here at a rocking environment at Page High School. Oates again, nothing going up front. Giles County was finding some success in the run game on the first couple of drives, but things starting to slow down there as we call Eric Hazard's name for the first time tonight, the Louisville commitment. Principal Don Thomas looks on, patrolling the Giles County sideline with head coach David O'Connor coaching from the booth as he typically does. But here's a 3rd and 9. David O'Connor said this week they've got to convert these in the passing game. As Randolph is hit from behind, ball is out, it's scooped up but called incomplete. And Connor Kaufman had a clear path to the end zone. Not going to get a chance at the run back, as that was Sean Cunningham, the junior linebacker, coming in, causing the near turnover.
Yeah, they call it incomplete. I'm not real sure about that. We had the benefit of a replay up here, but you know, that was you see Sean Cunningham right there. Connor Kaufman, it's good to see him back out there. The big guy doesn't get many opportunities like that to go unabated to the end zone and return a fumble, but officials on top of that one called it incomplete.
Yeah, you could feel the frustration on the senior defensive end. Punt over the head of Christian Sense. He scoops it up at the goal line, still able to get it off. End over end, it bounces at the 40 and will take a roll to near midfield. So in the end, it won't net much more than 10 yards, but all things considered, Josh, could have been disaster for Giles County. That's a good job by Christian Sense to get it away.
Yeah, that could have been really, really bad. Let's take another look at it. Snap just sails over the punter's head right there, and has the ability to get that off. And, you know, you'll take a 10-yard punt in lieu of what that could have been, setting up the Page offense for an easy opportunity to put 7 more on the board.
But it is good starting field position for the Patriots. Weebush back out at quarterback. Odie with the give. Has a seam up the middle. Tears through it across the 35. A UA local 572 first down run for Isaac Odie. He's brought down by Pearson Collier. And it moves the chains for the Patriots.
Yeah, good job by the offensive line on a combo block up front to open that hole for Odie right there. You see the freshman go down with 2 hands on the football. That's a nice job right there by the 9th grader.
On the move, Page with an offense marshaled by future Memphis safety William Weebush, the senior. Couple flags fly in the backfield here.
Looks like we had an offensive lineman move too early right there. It's going to cost them 5.
Prior to the snap, false start number 53 of the offense. That's a 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
That's backup right guard Caleb Kaufman, the sophomore.
Yep, just rocking back right there. And, you know, those are those first week jitters that you have right there, and things that they've got to correct moving forward.
Well, Odie will get it again. Not much room to run. That time hit by Aiden Jones, the senior safety that's been making plays in the run game defensively. No gain on the play. It brings up 2nd and 15.
Yeah, Aiden Jones has done a nice job back from his safety position, especially when they've dropped him down in the box right there, when the formation will allow the coverage to do that. He's done a nice job on the line of scrimmage against the run game.
One thing Giles County feels like is a strength, that defensive front. Weebush on the run, dumps it down, and spun down is Brendan Ains. No, excuse me, that's Peyton Dickerson, the sophomore receiver.
Just a sprint out pass there to the field side, and gets everybody moving. And Dickerson, the sophomore, like I said, you're playing in this offense, and you're a sophomore, you're a pretty good player, and did a nice job. And what I've been impressed with the quarterback, Weebush, is he's just kind of taking what the defensive gives him. He's not forcing anything. Big third down here, though, to try to convert.
Weebush looks downfield, wants to go deep again, has a man, it's broken up. Dickerson was the intended receiver, and it was excellent coverage by Jacarius Reese, the junior, who plays the money position in this Giles County defense.
Yeah, Jacarius Reese does a good job in recovering, because right there the receiver has a step on him, and good recovery speed right there. It's one thing we've kind of seen a couple times, is these Page receivers getting behind the defensive back for a step or two. But you know, great way to come back up for the junior DB right there, and recover that one.
Brings up a 4th and 8. Page is going to go. Weebush from the pocket delivers and completes to Caden Ackerman. Right at the sticks. Looks like it's enough for a UA Local 572 first down on the pitch and catch from Weebush to Ackerman.
Yeah, it's a big catch right there by Ackerman. He knows where the sticks are. He knows exactly where he's got to get. He holds on to the football after the defender tries to kind of punch it out right there. Big, strong hands for the big, tall, long receiver, and big conversion right there for the Patriots.
Under 5 minutes to play. Page looking to make this a 2-possession lead at home, but a timeout on the field.
There is timeout on the field.
Referee Dan Holt will have a chat with Giles County Principal Don Thomas. As we'll get this sorted out here, he'll jog over to the Page sideline. Sounds like it's more music issues coming from the sidelines.
You know, these student sections, they have their own music sometimes, and if they've got a speaker over there or something, but can't play music, you got to shut it down. And I think the Giles County coaching staff was complaining that they were playing that music again.
Student sections in mid-season form here in week 1. Weebush on 1st and 10. Rifles it to the left side, rounding the 15 and bumped out of bounds is McLean Copeland, the senior, with his first catch of the night. They'll roll it down right at the 10. And it's another UA Local 572 first down pickup of 13 yards.
Yeah, Copeland was an all-region player last year, the leading receiver coming back to this Page offense. And once again, they're moving the pocket. That sprint out to the left right there. Weebush taking what the defense gives him, He didn't have it downfield. He didn't have it to the outside, but had it underneath right there and converted.
One of those seniors that's been around for all 3 state championship appearances at Page High School. As there's a loose ball on the field. Knight Wilson will toss it back to the Page sideline. A loss to Powell in 2021 in Chattanooga and to Knoxville West each of the last 2 years. Last season, maybe the most painful of all, a 5-point loss at Finley Stadium. Weebush rolls right, looking, fires, it's short. Intended for Ryder Casillas, the sophomore. Brings up 2nd and goal.
Yeah, that's a great job by the Giles County defense to get everything covered up. They come out in a 3-by-1 formation and or trips formation, and the Bobcats had everything covered up downfield. Weebush gives them a chance because he gives them the opportunity to extend the play with his legs right there, but unable to come up with a catch.
2nd and goal. An old region rivalry revived here. It's the 37th all-time meeting. Giles County leads the series 19-17. Handoff. Going up the middle. Mitchell Grandjean, the junior, thrown backwards. Forward progress will give him a couple of yards on the play. They'll rule it at the 8 for a gain of 2, 3rd and goal.
Yeah, well played by Ashton Caldwell, the big junior defensive lineman right there, staying in his gap against, he's going up against pretty big offensive line right there, but well played by number 7'5" right there.
6'3", 307 as a junior. A lot of size up front for this Giles County squad.
Yeah, this is one of the bigger Giles County team that have been in the trenches that we've seen in a while.
Weebush screens it out right side. Grandjean bobbles it a little bit, able to control, but he's bumped out before he reaches the 5. And now it'll bring up 4th and goal, and Page looks like it'll send out the kicking unit.
Yeah, what a great job of pursuit right there by Jacarius Reese. The money position right there in that 4-2-5 defense. He really strung that out to the outside, didn't let him cut up the sidelines, drove him out of bounds, and this is a good stop right here for this Giles County defense.
Jonathan Baba with his first field goal attempt of the season. Snaps a little low, but play is blown dead before he gets the kickoff. Timeout on the field taken by Giles County.
Timeout. Giles County. Their 2nd timeout of the half.
At the 3:06 mark in the 2nd quarter. And they want to bring it in and talk about it.
You want to ice the sophomore kicker here with 3:06 left maybe.
It's a chip shot field goal. He's got the leg for it. Now, this is where things get interesting, right? With the head coach coaching from the press box and the principal down on the sideline in terms of who's making that decision. If that's communicated from the booth down to the sideline, or if that's Principal Don Thomas making that call himself. Certainly something that's got to be worked out all offseason, right?
Yeah, I think when your principal's on the sidelines, he gets to overrule everything. That's probably coming in from the sidelines. But, like we said, very unique situation right there. What I would have struggled with as a coach is being able to correct things in between series. So when your offense comes off the field, or their defense like it is here, to be able to get down there and correct things, because you just don't have enough headphones and communications back up to the booth to be able to talk to all your kids. That's where I would struggle as a head coach with that.
He's been doing it since 2020. David O'Connor, a Giles County alum, in his 9th season leading the Bobcats, and has found plenty of success doing so, including a region title last year. Baba with a 25-yard field goal attempt. It's blocked, and here's the rundown. Scooping it up, running the other way, and tumbling down. Giles County comes up big on defense. Pearson Collier falls on it. And that one did not have a chance as the Bobcats special teams unit comes out of the timeout with a big stop. They'll keep it a 1-possession game. Page still leads at 7-0, but Giles County will get back on the ball on the Tennessee Army National Guard's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Bart Durham Injury Law. We'll be right back.
All of us would like to take a moment to thank the wonderful sponsor partners, the Tennessee Army National Guard and Bart Durham Injury Law, who through their contributions to the program make these games possible for you viewers at home. We'd also like to thank our other great sponsor supporters for their contributions to our Friday Night Rivals telecast: the United States Navy, BMC Metalworks, UA Local 572, Wilson Bank and Trust, the United States Marines, Western Kentucky University, Bass Tire, and Josh Houston and Associates. And we'd especially like to thank tonight's participating high schools and their administrators for their continued support, Giles County, and our host, Page High School.
Welcome back to Page High School as Giles County takes over on their own 41-yard line after a field goal block to give back the offense the ball. Here's Xavier Randolph, the sophomore quarterback. Quick throw into the right flat for his H-back, Ja'Kiah Inglet. As we take a look at the block that got Giles County the ball back, what'd you see here?
Well, they almost got it the first time, and they called the timeout. But he comes off the edge right there. What you've got to do if you're Page, and the adjustment that you have to make is you have to lengthen the edge right there. You're giving the rusher too short of an edge, and got to either put somebody else in there who's a little longer, or you've got to widen out your splits a little bit to kind of fix that.
It was Pearson Collier that had the rush. Randolph doesn't have a chance here as he is drilled down by the future Wisconsin Badger, Brendan Ames. 7.5 sacks last season, 23 tackles for loss. His head coach says he craves contact, and right there he gets it as he buries the Giles County quarterback.
We haven't called his name a whole lot tonight, but he is one heck of a player. And, you see him coming full speed right there in a blitz package for the Page Patriots. And Coach Rathbone calls a timeout to stop that clock. He's got 3, so he's going to try to use them here, shut them down on 3rd down, put Giles County maybe in a punting situation to get that football back right before the end of the second quarter.
Brings up a 3rd and 7 for Giles County after the play made by Brendan Ames. Let's go down to Sammy on the sideline.
Hey guys, I was just listening in on the Page sideline to the special teams coaches talking to the team, and they said, you know guys, this was a schematic thing. Whenever Giles County lined back up after they saw whenever they lined up the first time, how they lined up that second time, it didn't matter what Page did. The coaches said, this is on us, this is not on you guys. It was schematics, and we didn't have y'all lined up the right way. There was no chance on that block kick.
Thank you, Sammy. Interesting insight from the Page sideline.
Some good intel down there. Yeah, they saw something that they thought they could come after, and they did. And Page coaching staff's going to have to fix that.
See how they adjust next time out with the field goal team. But for now, the Page defense is looking at a 3rd and 12, trying to get the ball back. And Giles County keeping it on the ground here, and nothing there for the Bobcats offense. And the ball carrier is still down, as that was Sean Cunningham, the junior linebacker, who came in to clean it up.
Well, this is textbook linebacker play right here. Comes right over the top, second level defender, and not fooled at all. Plays his assignment, and just a great stop right there to bring up 4th down for Giles County.
Smith Collier is the player being looked at from the end around, and it brings up a 4th and long. So Giles County will face a punting situation, but first want to make sure the senior speedster is okay. Stay with us. Coming up at the break, the United States Navy halftime report, participating school administrator interviews, highlights from here and around the nation, and more. The United States Navy forged by the sea. Last night out at Siegel High School, we had a Shelbyville win over the Stars to kick off our season, kick off our Friday Night Rivals kickoff weekend. Of course, at Page tonight, and then tomorrow, wrapping up week 1 with CPA and Brentwood Academy. Let's take a look at last night's summary at Siegel High School. Fun game. Shelbyville came out and Quarterback Stephen Bobo put his mark on the game early with a touchdown run. There he is connecting with William Bobo, the brother-to-brother connection, but this night was all about Robert Bailey, the running back. Over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns to power the Golden Eagles to a Week 1 win over the Stars, avenging a 2023 regular season loss. And the junior running back was able to seal it with this 53-yard touchdown run to put Shelbyville at 1-0 to start the season.
Yeah, that was a big win, Week 1 for Shelbyville right there on the road at Rutherford County. I mean, that was pretty big time right there. That certainly is good to see right there. The injured Bobcat able to come off the field.
Collier Smith, the senior. Here's the schedule for the weekend, of course, at Page tonight, at Christ Presbyterian Academy tomorrow, 7 p.m. kickoff right here on MyTV 30. Good to be back with high school football action across the Mid-State. There's the punt by Christian Sense. He felt the rush. It goes high and out of bounds. And once again, the Page Special Teams unit is going to give its offense excellent field position. The first time out, it was a high snap that Sense had to desperately get away. That time, the Page rush forced them into an awkward situation.
At the 42-yard line.
It ends up being a 2-yard punt right here as you see him kick it off the right foot there, right out of bounds. 2 yards is what they got on that punt.
The first one netted 12, that one netting 2. And it's 1st and 10 for Page, already in plus territory. Weebush, play action. Little screen. Dumped off and running out of bounds on the left sideline is Mitchell Grangine. The junior running back / quarterback. It'll be fun to see how they utilize the Oxford, Mississippi transfer throughout the course of the season.
Yeah, we've seen it a couple ways. They haven't thrown a ton of screens so far, but typically this Page offense has a pretty established screen package, and we see one right there, and he even had a couple linemen fall down and still gained 4 yards on his own.
Efficient night so far for quarterback William Weebush, 8 of 11 for 84 yards and a touchdown, as he's not able to complete that one to Knight Wilson. Coming back for the ball, they'll say it skipped off the turf and falls incomplete to bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, Wilson trying to get back to that football, and Weebush knows, hey, that one's on me. He knows he threw that one a little bit low, and is going to bring up a 3rd down and 6 for the Patriots.
Charles Rathbone watching his offense that looks drastically different from what we're accustomed to. I mean, you think back to those Jake McNamara-led teams at quarterback, Jonathan Palmer last year slinging it all around the yard. A bit more run-based, but seeing a lot more of the passing game here in the second quarter as Weebush fires it out once again to Grangine around the 30-yard line, but it may be just short. No, they'll move the chains. It's a UA local 572 1st down for the Patriots.
Great job there by the receiver and quarterback knowing exactly where the sticks are. I thought it was a little short as well at first, but knew exactly where that marker was to move the chains.
Weebush now 8 of 13.
And this is the Page offense we're used to seeing. Empty backfield, 5 wide, spread it out.
The comfort zone for the Patriots in the last few years. Weebush here under pressure, swallowed up and twirled down. The sack by senior defensive end Joseph Newson, screaming off the edge. And it's a big loss to back them up for 2nd and forever.
Yeah, just working right there against that left side of the offensive line, coming right off the edge. Big play right there for the Bobcats.
2nd and 18. Spreading it out again are the Patriots. Weebush under pressure again. He'll step up. He'll take off at the 30. Drags defenders down with him inside the 30-yard line, making it a 3rd and much more manageable as there's a timeout on the field with under a minute to play.
Yeah, and that's the thing that we've noticed about Weebush. There's nothing there. The defense has covered everything up downfield. He can still beat you with his legs and make something positive happen for the offense.
Only ran the ball 27 times last year, got 200 yards out of it. 73 of those yards came against this Giles County team in week 1. And what a game that was. 35-34, an overtime win for Page down in Pulaski. And Giles County making a return visit here in week 1 for two teams looking to climb back to the mountaintop and this time reach the peak. We've mentioned the 3 consecutive state championship game losses for Page. For Giles County, it's been 3 straight semifinal losses to Alcoa. And there's the culprit.
Yeah, there's that student section speaker we were talking about. They've got one over on the Giles County side. They've got one over here on the Page side. There's the other one right there. And, I mean, both of these student sections on point week 1, wreaking havoc for these opposing offenses.
I like that the Giles County students are kind of trying to cover it up a little bit. Yeah. Everybody swarm around the speaker so they can't see it. Great crowd out here at Page High School. Weebush 10-14 on the day, 83 yards and the touchdown to Knight Wilson in the first quarter. That is currently the difference. They'll air it out again, throwing a rainbow down the left sideline and a little too far and too high for Mitchell Grandjean. It brings up 4th down. And now Charles Rathbone has to make a decision on trotting out his kicker for a long field goal or going for it on 4th and long.
Yeah, Aiden Jones right here. Another good defensive play. There he is. He uses that sidelines as an extra defender and in perfect position. But Aiden Jones has been pretty spectacular in pass coverage here in the first half.
Been all over the place tonight. Making stops in the run game and in coverage. Senior leader on this Giles County defense. Here's a 4th down for the Page offense. Weebush will roll to his right. He's got green grass and he'll take it. Got the first down. Looking for points. Just scampers out of bounds inside the 10. And it's 1st and goal for Page, a UA local 572. First down by the senior quarterback.
Again, the back line of that defense for Giles County doing a great job. What great protection right here by the offensive line. Creates the pocket. Weebush does it on his own. Gets out of bounds to save that last timeout. And just a really headsy play right there by the new starting quarterback.
Big number 77, Austin Johnson, the 6'4", 285-pound sophomore right tackle, sealing it off for Weebush, who runs 22 yards. Page with 1 timeout remaining.
There is timeout on the field. Giles County.
And Giles County will take
final timeout of the half.
Its final timeout of the first half with 32 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, this is an important series right here for the Bobcats. They want to make sure that they don't give up another touchdown right before the half, because going in down 1 score is one thing. Being down 2, that's a whole other thing and causes more problem, because we know that Page won the toss. They deferred. They're going to receive this football coming out of the locker room.
This is Page's 2nd trip inside the 10-yard line. The last series resulted in a blocked field goal attempted by Jonathan Baba. Pearson Collier got on the end of the block. And really, it's a credit to the Giles County defense after giving up an early touchdown on a deep ball from Weebush to Wilson. They've done their job since, just unable to find a lot of rhythm on the offensive side as Page looks to make it a 2-possession lead.
Yeah, and, a win right here for Giles County is to, obviously keep him out of the end zone, but maybe force another field goal attempt or something like that.
Weebush wants to throw. Thinking about running. He will. Looking for the pylon. He's got it. Touchdown, Page. William Weebush scoots inside the near pylon, and the Patriots double their lead.
Yeah, they're looking to throw the sprint out pass right there, and Weebush kind of just slow plays the defender right there at the pylon. who overextends, waits for him, and then sneaks back inside of that pylon for the second Page touchdown of the game.
The PAT is good by Jonathan Baba, and the Patriots crowd is loving it with a 14-0 lead over the visiting Giles County Bobcats here in week 1. William Wiebush starting for the first time in week 1, leads an 8-play, 42-yard drive, takes 125 off the clock. He might be a safety at the college level for the Memphis Tigers, but he's doing a nice job leading this Patriots offense in the first half.
Yeah, and that score is a byproduct of the 2-yard punt, giving Page very good field position late here in this second quarter. This is a pass play right here, well defended by Giles County, and Wiebush just does the rest with his legs right there and sneaks inside that pylon for the score.
So with 23 seconds on the clock, Giles County with no timeouts. What do you think here from the Bobcats' perspective? How much can you really get done in 23 seconds with no way to stop the clock?
You just can't make a mistake, and so, depending on what happens right here, you're probably just going to take a knee and go into the locker room, get your kids in there, regroup, and come back out and ready to play defense here on that first series in the third quarter.
Head coach David O'Connor looks on from the booth. Principal Don Thomas, also the athletic director at Giles County High School, who manages things from the sideline. Baba will kick it off. Line drive that bounces at the 5. Going to be fielded and run up the middle by Smith Collier, and he's stopped before he can reach the 15.
Tackle on the play by the Patriots, number 40, Eric Hazard.
All the momentum with Page. Remember, they will receive the second half kickoff, and right now this Patriots crowd is buzzing after this special teams play.
How about Eric Hazard, the athleticism of a linebacker, a big linebacker in the open field, running down the kickoff returner? I mean, just shows you why he is such a special player, going to play his college football at Louisville. And, a lot of times coaches will sit their big-time players on special teams, not Coach Rathbone. This guy never comes off the field on special teams or defense.
A Mr. Football finalist in 2023, Eric Hazard had a monster season as he kicks off his senior year campaign tonight. Xavier Randolph will take a knee, and that'll take us into halftime with Page on top of Giles County, 14-1 in this season opener from Franklin, Tennessee. We'll catch up with Page head coach Charles Rathbone in a moment, but hard to be upset if you're a Page fan after watching that first half. Defense doing its job, offense finding a way to make it a 2-score game.
Yeah, and been solid on special teams too. I mean, that they are going into the locker room with all the momentum with that late score right there. Like I said, being down 2 scores is a lot different ball game than just the 1 touchdown. Giles County's got to do something offensively where they can start stringing together a drive like they had on that opening drive where they mixed it up with the run and the pass. They moved the quarterback around in the pocket a little bit.
Send it down to the Josh Houston and Associates Coaches Corner as Sammy Kincaid catches up with Charles Rathbone.
Coach Rathbone, a couple of big calls there, 4th and 8, 4th and 11. Walk me through those play calls.
Well, we had field position. I'm assuming you're talking about the ones that we went for. Field position, so, really wasn't no need to punt, so we just had to take a chance on picking it up, and we got lucky and picked it up.
And is it really just the confidence in your offense or trying to get that momentum going into the second half?
Well, we had the ball 4 times, and we got scoring opportunities out 3 of those 4. So, I'm getting more and more confident with the offense, and I trust our defense a whole lot. And, Giles County done a good job of milking that clock and trying to get, fewer possessions. So, kind of a little bit of all of it.
And what's your message to your team going into the second half?
Keep playing hard, hydrate. Let's go stick this score coming in. Coming out, let's stick the score in and see if we can get them in a panic situation.
Well, good luck in the second half, Coach.
Thank you.
Guys.
Thank you, Sammy. Coach Rathbone Page quarterback William Weebush with a passing touchdown and a rushing score, including this 7-yard scamper with 23 seconds to go. It puts Page on top, 14-0 at the break.
You're watching the United States Navy Halftime Report. The United States Navy, forged by the sea. Join Sonic throughout the 2024 Tennessee Army National Guard Friday Night Rivals regular season as we recognize exceptional senior student athletes from each participating school. These nominated students are also eligible to win a $10,000 scholarship to be presented at the end of the season, courtesy of Sonic. Sonic is the proud sponsor of the Friday Night Rivals Scholar Athlete Program. Live free, eat Sonic.
This week's Friday Night Rivals Educator Spotlight is presented by Western Kentucky University. Climb higher at Western Kentucky University.
Welcome back to Page High School. I am now joined by Giles County Principal and Athletic Director and Coach Don Thomas. Thank you so much for joining me. I know you got to get to the locker room, but first off, let's talk about your high school. What are you most proud about Giles County?
Everybody loves everybody, plays together, work together and everything, have a great time, and just trying to be a small rural community that grows and lives together and in peace and harmony. It's good. It's really a great place.
And we talked about it earlier on the broadcast, really unique situation that you're coaching on the sidelines. How did that come about that you came on the sidelines with Coach?
Coach O'Connor and I have known each other since third grade. He asked me to help out. I stalled for a while, but then, I've enjoyed coaching my entire life, and I have that opportunity, and our superintendent allowed us to do that just for the betterment of the program and the betterment of our school.
And how do you feel, as a coach, I get to have 2 coach interviews, so as a coach, what's your message to your team going into the locker room right now?
Well, we played hard. We just got to, we've got to do better on third down. They got us a couple times on third down. It was pretty big, and it led to scores. Both scoring drives, they hit us on big third down, so we've got to do a better job on that, and we've got to be able to convert on ours.
And I know you got to get to the locker room to coach them up. So thank you so much for joining me. And thank you so much to Western Kentucky for being a sponsor of Friday Night Rivals and providing this moment during halftime. Right after this break, we're going to have a whole lot more for you. Stats, highlights, all of it. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
This week's Friday Night Rivals Educator Spotlight is presented by Western Kentucky University. Climb higher at Western Kentucky University.
You're watching the United States Navy Halftime Report. The United States Navy, forged by the sea.
Welcome back to Page High School, where they are currently leading Giles County 14-0. And I have with me Page High School Assistant Principal Randy Hatley. And thank you so much for hosting us tonight. First off, how does it feel to be hosting Friday Night Rivals on the opening kickoff weekend?
Well, we've made a few mistakes along the way tonight, but nothing too bad. So the first night's always a challenge to get back in the flow, but we're so glad y'all are here. This is awesome.
And just talk to me about the students and faculty here at Page High School. I know that you definitely want to brag on them. They've been doing a great job at the start of the year.
Yeah, they are. I mean, we've got everybody involved tonight, the band. We've got our TV film crew here. So we've got our football team, obviously, cheerleaders, dance team. So we're all here, and it's just a great community as the fans are here. Crowd's full. Stands are full. So it's a great night.
Yeah, the stands were getting in trouble a little bit because they're getting a little rowdy up there, aren't they?
Exactly. That's just part of it.
It is. It makes it for a very fun environment.
Exactly.
But what's new at Page High School?
Great question, because we have a brand new gym that's about to be finished. So our coaches have been with one gym at a high school for the last 2 years. So they're very anxious to get in that, and it should be open sometime beginning of the next calendar year. So we're excited.
That's very exciting things going on at Page High School. And again, thank you so much for hosting us tonight. And thank you again to Western Kentucky for being a sponsor of Friday Night Rivals and providing this moment during halftime. Again, whenever we come back from break, you're going to have stats, highlights, a whole lot more. So stick with us. We're going to be right back.
This week's Friday Night Rivals Educator Spotlight is presented by Western Kentucky University. Climb higher at Western Kentucky University.
You're watching the United States Navy Halftime Report. The United States Navy, forged by the sea.
Halftime at Page High School, and the Patriots are in control with a 14-0 lead over the Giles County Bobcats here on the Friday Night Rivals kickoff weekend Friday night opener. The Tennessee Army National Guard's Friday Night Rivals presented by Bart Durham Injury Law. Alongside Josh Corey, I'm Lucas Panzica, Sammy Kincaid down on the sideline. A beautiful night in Williamson County, Josh, for this Page crowd watching their team execute at the end of the first and second quarter to take a 2-possession lead into halftime.
Yeah, and the one they got right before the half was a big one right there. 2-score game right now, and Giles County has to find something offensively to string together to try to get some points on the board.
Take a look at the highlights from this first half. Page with a pair of touchdowns from quarterback William Weebush. It started with special teams, though. Miscues on both sides, but mainly with Giles County. They have yet to return a kickoff to the 15-yard line or better. That time the spot made by Grayson Chisholm. Page defense coming up big on the opening series, and then the offense getting the ball back and just going to work with future Memphis safety William Weebush connecting with Knight Wilson on a 33-yard score.
Yeah, Page Patriots doing Page Patriots things right there on offense. Big shot right there. That's a 33-yard touchdown pass to Wilson.
Here's Page trying to make it a 10-0 lead. The field goal was blocked and scooped done by Pearson Collier. Giles County, though, unable to do anything with the football in the next offensive series. A bad punting situation gives Page a short field, but this sack was another big defensive play for this Giles County defense by Joseph Newson. Page, though, able to overcome it and get downfield with this 7-yard scamper touchdown by William Weebush.
Yeah, Weebush sneaks inside the pylon right there, shows off more of his athleticism. Did a great half running the football.
Sure did. That one from 7 yards with 23 seconds left on the clock. 14-0 the score at the half. 77 rush yards for the quarterback Weebush. 77 of the 98 rush yards for Page as a team, but the theme for the Patriots in the first 2 quarters, balance.
Yeah, it's exactly right. They've done a great job of mixing it up. Like we said, we knew this was going to be a new look offense. They look like they're starting to try to find that identity. Coach Rathbone said at halftime, hey, we're gaining confidence in this offense. You can see it on the stat page right there. Very balanced. They did a nice job of moving the ball down the field.
Giles County less than 40 yards rushing and passing in the first half, and they're going to need to stop on defense when we open things up in the second half as well, as Page will get the ball back.
Yeah, they have balance too. It's just not in quantity. And they had one nice drive, that opening drive, didn't come away with any points. But they've got to do some unconventional things. They've got to throw on first down. They've got to keep this defense guessing a little bit. And they seem to have been best when they are moving the quarterback around a little bit. And finding their H-back was the key target there, number 11 in the first half.
14-0 Page at the break here in week 1. Each week during halftime of our Friday Night Rivals broadcast, we'll be showcasing outstanding Thursday Night Lights and Friday Night Rivals game highlights from across the country. Let's check out some of the best from the 2023 season.
The best Thursday Night Lights and Friday Night Rivals highlights from across the country.
Leo Polovin for Marion County on to attempt the extra point. It's a fake. Warriors to the backside. They got it set up. He goes airborne. Touchdown, Marion County. It was Luke Tipton.
Unbelievable. That was incredible. Takes to the air.
3rd and 10. Terry to throw. Stands right. Directs traffic. Spins back. Middle of the field. Terry's still on his feet. He's wrapped up. Throws it. It's caught at the 15-yard line. Inside the 10.
And they kick it directly to Trevor Pike from his own 20. And Pike is on the run. Pike can lose one defender, and he's still on his feet. Clock runs out, but he's still running, and he's still running. Here comes Trevor Pike. 30, 20, 10, into the end zone.
46-yarder to win the game.
He's got 5 seconds, though. He better go.
Yeah, play clock is down. It's up. Here we go. It's up. It's got
the
put
distance.
leg.
It's good! Oh, my God!
It's good! And Milton wins it with a 46-yarder. The last play as the clock winds down. That is number 88.
Ready for second half action in Franklin. Page leads Giles County 14-0 as part of our Friday Night Rivals kickoff weekend on the Tennessee Army National Guard's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Bart Durham Injury Law. Page with a 2-score lead heading into the third quarter, but we'll send it down to Sammy Kincaid, who catches up with Giles County head coach David O'Connor.
Coach O'Connor, you had a couple of critical calls that you were able to call a timeout and reline up, and it paid in your favor on some of those. So what was walk me through those play calls that you were seeing from up top?
Well, there's a couple things we looked at on film that we saw that we needed to be able to make adjustments to, and so we were trying to get timeouts and get into those adjustments. Paige did a really good job right before the half, driving the ball down, sticking in the end zone, getting up 2 touchdowns on us, trying to get a 2-for-1 right before the half. So it's going to be a big challenge for us to come out and make a stop to start the second half.
What was your message to your team in the locker room?
It's a fantastic high school football game, great atmosphere. Let's just keep playing, play the next play.
Thank you so much, Coach, and good luck in the second half.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sammy. Coach O'Connor. Giles County will have to play defense first, Josh, as they'll kick the ball off to Page. How critical is it for the Bobcats to get a stop on this opening second half drive?
Well, I mean, you heard it from Coach O'Connor right there. We've got to come out of the locker room. We've got to get a stop. And conversely, Coach Rathbone for Page, he said, hey, we're looking to set the tone in the second half on this opening drive. We've got to take the football. We've got to go down. We've got to score. And he thinks that will instill a little bit of panic and some fear in this Giles County going down 3 scores. So, this opening drive is big for both of these teams.
How impressed were you by Page quarterback William Weebush in the first half?
Very impressed with his decision-making, his athleticism. He can extend plays with his legs when there's nothing. I mean, Giles County's done a pretty good job of covering receivers downfield and playing assignments. But when you've got a quarterback that can extend those plays, it makes it real hard for those second and third level defenders, the back line defenders, to try to keep things covered up. And, he can extend it, and he can also run the football as well, as we've seen. So very impressed with him. I think Page has got a starting quarterback.
77 yards on the ground, 83 in the air for William Weebush, as we go back down to Sammy Kincaid for an injury update at halftime.
Hey guys, for the Bart Durham injury update, it's the same as the beginning of the game, which is great to hear. And that is on the Page side. You have 2 players that are out with lower body injuries. That's running back Presley Cozart, as well as wide receiver Isaac and Powers. And on the Giles County side, you also have out wide receiver Kareem Bryant. He's out with a groin injury. And that is your Bart Durham injury report. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Sammy. Yeah, that injury to Kareem Bryant, a big blow to Giles County before this game. Thought he might be able to go with that groin strain. Ended up being ruled out in pregame. That's a guy, Josh, that comes back with 8 touchdowns receiving from last year. Really affected their game plan going in.
Yeah, on an offense that didn't have a whole lot of experience coming back in the first place. And, like you said earlier, it shrinks that playbook down, in the passing game, especially. They can't do as many things as they may have had in the game plan, and are having to kind of, adjust on the fly and adapt here to do some different things to keep things mixed up, and just, they hadn't gone very well for them offensively in the first half.
Both of these programs quite familiar with one another. Used to be region rivals at the 3A level. Page has worked its way up to 5A, where they've been state runner-ups each of the last 3 years. Giles County, 3A semifinalists in each of the last 3 seasons. And the Bobcats looking to mount a comeback in this second half, down 14-0 to the Page Patriots. Last season it was a 35-34 overtime thriller won by Page at Giles County. What do you need to see from the Bobcats offense without Kareem Bryant to make it that type of game again in the end?
Well, they've got to get positive yardage on first down. That's so critical. They've got themselves in a situation in the first half a few times where they got into second and third and long, and this is just not an offense that is built for those down and distances. So they've got to get positive yards on first down, and they've got to play field position a little bit. They can't. This is a group that's not going to go on a sustained drive of 80, 85 yards down the field. They're going to have to get a little bit of luck, and then defensively, they're going to have to be opportunistic. They're going to have to get some turnovers to try to create some momentum and get some drives that may start them in positive field position.
Twice punting situations put Giles County in trouble, giving Page the ball in plus territory. One time it set up a field goal attempt that was blocked by Giles County. The other allowed Page to march down the field and make it a 14-0 lead with that 7-yard rushing score by quarterback William Weebush at the end of the first half. And that has us where we are now at a 14-0 Page advantage, and the Patriots set to get the ball back with McLean Copeland and Knight Wilson. Back deep to receive. The kickoff will be sent away by senior kicker Christian Sentz of the Giles County Bobcats. Second half about to be underway from Page High School. Alongside Josh Corey, I'm Lucas Panzica. Sammy Kincaid down to the sidelines. Week 1 action on our Friday Night Rivals kickoff weekend. First Friday night action of the 2024 season. Sentz will line up the kickoff. The Page crowd feeling it as the ball's in the air. This is Wilson working his way up to the 20, 25-30, reversing field. Wilson at the 40, coming to the near sideline, gets across midfield, and Knight Wilson is dragged down in Giles County territory. 48 yards, and you couldn't ask for a better start to the half from this Page special teams unit.
Yeah, that's a special teams play right here that will set the tone for this Page offense coming out on this first drive. Just a great job of hitting his lane right there. Good blocking, opened up exactly like it was supposed to. That's a great job by the kicker right there, number 89, Christian Sentz, because that could have been a touchdown if he hits the sidelines.
Yeah, Sentz slowed him down. Collier cleaned it up, but it is excellent field position for Page as it's a quarterback keeper for William Weebush. 2 touchdowns in the first half, 1 rushing, 1 passing, and he dives forward for a gain of 6. It sets up 2nd and 4.
I love a good kicker tackle. You tell them, hey, whatever you have to do to stop the ball carrier, because you're not in that situation a whole lot. Just grab whatever you can grab. If it's a face mask and we have to take a penalty, anything to save the touchdown. But that was pretty good for a kicker right there. Good form. I was impressed.
Not bad. Sticking his nose in there in week 1. Weebush in the gun. The give up the middle to Brown, junior running back, quick player. Charles Rathbone telling us he just gets the job done from the running back position. As Page sports a bit of a stable there this season. They run it there for no gain, and we thought we'd get a much more run-heavy Page team this week, but in a lot of moments, Josh, it's kind of just seemed like same old Page.
Yeah, and they've got really a 3-headed monster in the running game with the quarterback, Weebush, and then Odie, and then Brown there as well. Brown's been a very patient runner. He's waited for his spots to open up, and they'll continue to use him more and more as the season goes on.
Page leaning on this offensive line, especially early in the season, and it opens up a hole here for Brown at the 30. He spun down before he reaches the 25.
On the carry for the Patriots.
That's a BMC Metalworks first down for the Page Patriots, a gain of 15 by junior running back Colt Brown.
Yeah, great vision right there. That's another thing when I watch Colt Brown run the football. He sees the field very well, and that play was supposed to hit on the other side, but he bent back just a little bit, found the daylight, and got a big pickup right there.
He'll come off, replaced by the freshman Isaac Odie. Page knocking on the door of the Giles County red zone. Another quarterback keeper for Weebush, this time running left. And he's run down by Aiden Jones. The safety popping up again. A gain of 3 with 2nd and 7 upcoming.
Yeah, Page certainly setting the tone on this first drive, and the Bobcats need a big stop defensively. they've been decent down in the red zone. You know, when their back's kind of against the wall, they've, you know, forced the field goal attempt that was blocked, and of course they got the last touchdown scored against them right before the half. But they've played okay when they needed to most.
Wiebusch going to throw. Guns it to the left side. It's caught. A first down grab, and it moves the chains. Page wide receiver Justin Bruce on the end of it. A pickup of 9.
It's just a good read right there by Wiebusch. Defender slides in and takes over the inside receiver right there, covers him up. So you coach him up to where if that defender slides to the inside receiver, you throw it to the outside receiver. Nice read by the quarterback.
Looking to build on a 14-0 lead on this opening series of the third quarter. Wiebusch, hands off. Brown, room to run at the 5, trying to drag defenders. Gets right down to the goal line to set up a first and goal for the Patriots. Another BMC Metalworks first down. And Page is in business as we work our way deeper into this third quarter.
Yeah, nice run by Colt Brown right here, but great blocking on the edge by the big senior tackle, number 77, Austin Johnson, the all-region performer. He just did a great job of setting the edge right there with a nice reach block on the defender.
2 excellent players at tackle for this Page offensive line. Johnson on the right, Jacob Rathbone on the left. Wiebusch going to keep looking for his second rushing score of the night. Loops around the left edge, and he's got it. Touchdown, Page. The future Memphis Tiger responsible for all 3 Page scores, and it makes it 20-0 on the opening drive of the third quarter.
Yeah, big score right here, but this again is Wiebusch's athleticism. He's got 2 blockers at the point of attack right there on the outside. They don't even block anybody, and he still scores. I mean, they've got numbers on that side. They just need a little bit. He doesn't even need them to touch anybody, and still gets to the pylon, scores a touchdown.
Second rushing score of the night for William Wiebusch as Page goes up by 3 scores, 21-0 with 7:44 to go in the third. 21-0 Page over Giles County with 7:44 to go in the third quarter. It is part 2 of our opening weekend triple header, the Friday Night Rivals kickoff weekend. First time we're seeing the Friday night lights shining down. And so far, it's all Page behind quarterback William Wiebusch. Just scored his second rushing touchdown of the night. Catherine Hill, the principal at Page High School, standing with our own Sammy Kincaid. Our weekly check from MyTV 30 Sports. Really appreciate Page High School having us out tonight for a beautiful night in Williamson County. And let me tell you, this student section, this crowd is ready for another state championship run. And this time they want to go for it all as they're on their way to a 1-0 start if they can close out this second half lead.
Yeah, and I mean, ultimately, that's what this season's going to be defined at. Anything less than a state championship in Chattanooga is going to be a disappointment for this team with that have a lot of seniors that have gone 3 times in a row. It's so incredibly tough to get back there. They've managed to do it, but that's where their sights are set that first weekend in December at the Blue Cross Bowl in Chattanooga.
They've gotten there each of the last 3 years and never got closer to hoisting the state championship trophy than last year, a 5-point loss to West out of Knoxville. And Charles Rathbone admitting he thinks about that game every week. And so many players on this Page squad, especially the seniors that were around for the 2021 and 2022 state championships, not afraid to talk about it as well, as Page makes it 21-0 on a 7-play drive, capped off by a William Weebush 2-yard touchdown. So what do you need to see from this Giles County offense out here on their first series of the third quarter, down 21?
We've got to see some points, and they're going to probably have to put the football in the air a little bit more than they're comfortable with, and use this as a learning experience. You know, if they can't get back, at least they give their sophomore quarterback some reps at doing some things that they may need him to do later down the line in a game that's maybe a little closer, you know, but you're going to have to start doing some unconventional things, and somebody for them has got to step up with their leading receiver being out. You know, somebody's got to answer the bell.
Yeah, really affected the game plan. Kareem Bryant rolled out pregame with a groin issue. As you look at sophomore quarterback Xavier Randolph, who came into tonight with only 16 career pass attempts from his freshman year. And he's 6 of 8 so far tonight. Been efficient, just not enough to keep the chains moving and put points on the board as he throws a dart out to the right flat. That's a big pop on the catch by Drew McElmore, the freshman, as Knight Wilson came downhill.
Yeah, and it's exactly what they need to do. It's a safe pass that's going to build a little bit of confidence right there. It puts their offense in a manageable 3rd down and 2 situation right here that they can convert. But these are the kind of things we're going to have to do. They're going to have to get out of the eye a little bit and run that 2-by-2 spread that we've seen.
Randolph hands off to Oates, falls forward. Doesn't look like it'll be enough. Just short of the line to gain. It brings up 4th and 1.
Correction, 22, Brendan A.
And Giles County, for the moment, keeping the offense on the field.
Brings up 4th down.
I suppose if you're head coach David O'Connor, you wonder, do I have any choice but to go for it here to stay in this game?
Yeah, you're down 3 scores right here. You know, obviously you're got the ball on your own 29-yard line, but, you know, halfway through the 3rd quarter, you've got to do something to try to get, you know, something positive going for your offense.
O'Connor coaching from the press box, as he has since 2020. Oates looking for the first down, pushing for it. He rolls over the pile, and he's got it. That's a BMC Metalworks chain mover for the senior running back, who's up to 45 yards on 15 carries tonight.
Yeah, I like my chances with number 9 in 4th and short. He's a big, strong runner. All he's got to do is press the line of scrimmage, fall forward. He ought to be able to get a yard. That's exactly what they do right there.
Looking to get something out of this drive, Giles County. Randolph back in the gun. Looking left, throws that way. It's caught, but a big hit laid by who else but William Weebush. He may be a star tonight as a quarterback, but he's going to college to play safety, and he makes a big lick there to make it no gain.
Yeah, right here, just throwing a little curl flat route, and there you see why he has committed to Memphis as a safety right there, playing his assignment perfectly.
Could be the stop of the game. Stay tuned and find out later on in the 4th quarter. Sponsored by Bass Tire, serving Nashville for over 35 years. You know, Weebush, a guy that never played defense before last year, and they put him out there because he lost the starting quarterback competition to Jonathan Palmer. Next thing you know, he's got offers, and he's headed to play football in Memphis. A little dump off to the left side of the field, squeezing through tacklers. And falling forward is Jazz Bentley.
Yeah, and you know he's a heck of a player, and you've got to get your best athletes on the field. It's always the sign of a good coaching staff when they know, hey, this kid may have lost out a quarterback. We've got to find a place for him to play. And how about that? They put him back at safety, and he's a Division I commitment.
Pretty good. Randolph on a big 3rd and 6 for this Giles County offense. Has 3 receivers wide right. Throws that way. Big hit. Ball's loose. Scooped up on the sideline. And it's going to be called back incomplete. The pass was caught by Macklemore, the freshman, and man, he took a big hit there. Looked like it could have been a fumble recovery for 6. Instead, an incomplete pass on the hit by Weebush again.
Again, Weebush playing his assignment right there. He's got the flats in that particular coverage. He comes up. That's a great open field tackler right there. That's textbook by the safety right there, who's also had a heck of a night at quarterback.
So Giles County forced to punt it away. It's been an issue for them tonight. One high snap, another with the rush coming. Punts that netted 12 and 2 yards respectively. And Christian Sense is back out there as a flag falls on 4th and 6.
Prior to the snap, delay of game on the offense, that's a 5-yard penalty, remains 4th down.
And that'll make it 4th and 11, and Sense will back up to his own 15 to boot it away.
Yeah, and here's the kind of thing, you're down 3 scores. You haven't done a great job punting the football tonight, and this is just another rep as you go in to weeks 2 and weeks 3 that you can kind of work on these things and get things ironed out.
Copeland back to receive. This time Sense gets the punt away, no problem. Takes a Giles County roll down to the page 38 where it's downed, and that's where the Patriots will take over with a 3-score lead here in week 1 on the Tennessee Army National Guard's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Bart Durham Injury Law. (21-0) Page in control here late in the 3rd quarter in week 1 as we go back down to the sidelines with Sammy Kincaid.
Hey guys, first off, I want to say thank you to the U.S. Marines for being a sponsor of Friday Night Rivals, and also thank you to Staff Sergeant Zachary Finlay for your service. And first off, what are some opportunities that the U.S. Marines can offer?
So U.S. Marines has a lot of different opportunities, and it's one of the things that makes us unique. So we operate in all 4 domains: land, sea, air, as well as cyberspace. So for a potential Marine applicant, there's job opportunities available in all those fields.
That's incredible. So many opportunities. And what are some requirements for Marines?
So the requirements are relatively simple. First and foremost, you must be between the ages of 17 and 29. You have to pass a mental aptitude test, a physical aptitude test, and you must be of sound moral character.
And why choose the Marines?
So people choose the Marine Corps if they're looking to do something challenging, tough, and they honestly just want to see that best version for themselves. The reason I continue to do this is because I love to work with Marines on a day-to-day basis, and I love to see all the different individual people that come out here and serve our country.
Well, thank you again so much for your service, Staff Sergeant, and thank you again so much to the U.S. Marines for being a sponsor of Friday Night Rivals. Guys, up to you.
Thank you, Sammy. Staff Sergeant Isaac Odie stutter stepping down the right sideline, and he's down to the 40 on a 1st and 10 run around the right side. Page getting the ball back and wasting no time getting into Giles County territory on a 22-yard run.
Yeah, great vision right there by Odie. That's supposed to hit between the guards in the A-gap right there, and just bounces that one outside, hits the sidelines, and saw a little second gear from the freshman right there.
And a second quarterback in the game for Page as Mitchell Grandjean steps in as the signal caller. We've seen him get a couple of carries, a couple of targets as well. but he'll come in as the quarterback, the transfer from Oxford, Mississippi, as a flag flies.
Yeah, this is going to be illegal participation. Had too many men on the field.
Illegal substitute on the offense, 12 men in the huddle, remains first down.
Week 1 kinks being ironed out despite the 21-0 lead. So Mitchell Grandjean could be a good luxury for Page to have, especially in games where William Weebush is needed at safety. But Grandjean will hand off again. Odie runs through a tackle. Back to the original line of scrimmage at the 40, a pickup of 5. So he's got 5 carries for 38 yards, the freshman running back, and he's replaced by McLean Copeland.
He's been getting some pretty good work tonight for a freshman, and been pretty impressed.
Pretty good stable of running backs with this Page offense. Grandjean will roll right, will throw for the first time tonight, and connects out along the left sideline. Little pitch and catch between Grandjean and Grayson Chisholm. That makes it 3rd and short as Charles Rathbone sees his second quarterback get his first action of the season.
Yeah, you can really tell that Page likes to move their quarterbacks. They've been pretty big in this sprint out game over to the field side over there, the wide side, and puts a little more pressure on the defense to get guys covered, but both quarterbacks looking very comfortable throwing on the move.
Yeah, William Weebush responsible for all 3 touchdowns tonight for Page with this 21-0 lead. 2 on the ground, 1 in the air. Certainly could be a candidate for our player of the game coming up later on tonight as Colt Brown gets the give for a short gain. Presented by Bart Durham Injury Law. Stay tuned. Weebush on the sideline after a great series defensively, and now getting a breather for the first time tonight.
Which he's probably not going to get too many breathers this year, so he better enjoy this one. That was obviously 4-down territory. Picked up a little bit on the 3rd down. Now it's going to be 4th and 1 for the Patriots.
Grandjean hands off again to Brown, and on a 4th and 1, he's able to bounce off the tackle with the second effort and fall forward for the BMC Metalworks first down. Tackle made by Jack Stafford.
Yeah, it's a great second effort right there, because Stafford had him dead to right in the backfield, probably for a loss. And Brown just keeps those legs going, knows exactly where he's got to get, falls forward and moves the chains.
Feels like Page has run into this situation in the past as well. A quarterback that's so meaningful on defense. You think back a couple of years ago to Colin Hurd and how important he was at the quarterback position. Was also the best linebacker on the team, but they couldn't afford to play him on defense. Maybe the reverse of that this year, where Weebush is too valuable on defense, so you peel him back a little bit on offense.
Yeah, and that's why they're getting Grandjean a look here to see what he can do at quarterback in live, game action here in the regular season. But you're exactly right. Colin Hurd was their very best linebacker, and happened to be a pretty good quarterback too. So you're always kind of wrestling with that in your head, is how much do I pull back and where do I pull back from?
Tennessee Army National Guard play of the game coming up as well in the 4th quarter. So stay with us as we wrap up the 3rd from Page High School. They'll let it tick down, and the Patriots feeling good going into the final frame with the 21-0 lead here in Week 1 over Giles County on the Tennessee Army National Guard's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Bart Durham Injury Law. All Page with 12 minutes to go. Stay tuned for Friday Night Rivals Football Frenzy at 6:30. Don't miss Fox 17 Football Frenzy, sponsored by Wilson Bank and Trust. This year, it's a pregame show, and Fox 17 Sports Director Jill Jelnick is getting you ready for all the action. See the fans, the interviews, and more. Fridays at 6:30. Don't miss Fox 17 Football Frenzy live, sponsored by Wilson Bank and Trust. Fourth quarter getting underway. Josh Corey, Lucas Panzica with you in the booth. Sammy Kincaid on the sidelines. As Page is in full control here with a 21-0 lead. Here's the freshman running back, Isaac Odie, finding a seam on the right side and getting enough for the UA local 572 first down along that right hash mark. It's a 10-yard gain for the ninth grader. And Page steadily on the move again in this second series of the second half.
Yeah, Odie's had an impressive night here for his first varsity regular season action. That was Page right there, just getting into a trips formation to the wide side of the field, spreading the defenders out, and Odie had some nice running room over there to the right side.
48 yards on 6 carries for Odie in his Patriots debut. Mitchell Grandjean now in at quarterback for William Weebush, getting some well-deserved rest after being responsible for all 3 touchdowns tonight. Grandjean runs up the middle to set up a second and short. And this Page offensive line has just gone to work tonight. Left tackle Jacob Rathbone, a big part of it. The junior was an all-state player in 2023. Big number 70 on that left side, 6'3", 290. Already holding offers from Memphis, Western Kentucky, UAB, Buffalo, and the son of head coach Charles Rathbone, who says he's just trying to soak in every moment of coaching his son, who used to run around on the practice field when he was a kid, watching his dad coach Page High School.
And he started every game since he was a freshman here.
Grandjean wires it to the end zone, right side of the field. It falls incomplete.
Mitchell Grandjean's pass intended for number 6, Caden Ackerman.
It was intended for Caden Ackerman, another son of a coach on this Page staff. The wide receivers coach for the Patriots, Craig Ackerman. Of course, the former special teams coordinator of the Tennessee Titans. In fact, 4 coaches on this Page staff, including head coach Charles Rathbone, have sons that play on the team.
You talk about this offensive line. This is a well-coached offensive line. These guys are technicians. I love how when they run the zone read or they run wide, their shoulders stay square to the line of scrimmage, and they just do all the little things right.
Grandjean being tailed by Jones, escapes, scampers out for the first down, showing some of that mobility out of the backfield. The Mississippi transfer makes it first and goal with the UA local 572 first down. He's got 17 rush yards on 5 carries after a 5-yard pickup.
Yeah, you talk offensive lineman there, you see Jacob Rathbone right there. You know, hand placement, hat placement. All these guys are very technically sound and well coached, and you can win a lot of football games when you're that strong in the trenches.
10:20 to play in the fourth quarter. Page just trying to ice this thing away. Still a lot of time on the clock. But it's been all Patriots tonight, as the timeout on the field is taken by Giles County.
Giles County.
So we'll take one with them. Patriots with a 3-score lead in week 1 on our Friday Night Rivals kickoff weekend. Bobcats want to talk about it as they face a first and goal defensively. We'll be right back. 10:20 to play. Page with a 3-score lead and looking to make it 4 with a 1st and goal. Once again, knocking on the door deep in Giles County territory. Welcome back. It's the Tennessee Army National Guard's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Bart Durham Injury Law. Hope you'll join us tomorrow night as well as our Friday Night Rivals kickoff weekend continues. We'll wrap up the opening weekend triple header with a matchup BA at CPA as we take a break for financial literacy with Wilson Bank and Trust.
At the beginning of every football season, a team sits down and makes a game plan. Let Wilson Bank and Trust help you create your financial game plan. Protect your credit while navigating real-life obstacles by paying off credit cards and bills each month. Financial goals requires complex decisions and smart budgeting. It's always a good idea to prepare now for the future. Like every great coach knows their team, we know our community. We understand your needs and have the winning plays to help you achieve success. Let's craft a game-winning financial strategy that fits you.
And coming out of it, Mitchell Grandjean has his first career touchdown as a Page Patriot. The back of the end zone fade to Caden Ackerman is caught. And it's a party at Page High School, making it 27-0 in the 4th quarter. Grandjean to Ackerman, touchdown Patriots.
Let's take another look right here. Just throws it right over the shoulder of the defender to that back pylon. Ackerman has great length right there and makes it look easy, right?
PAT team out there. Jonathan Baba. Up and good. And the Patriots lead it 28-0, 10-13 to go. As we send it back down to Sammy Kincaid for a cool storyline on 2 of the standout players with this Patriot squad.
Yeah, this defense has 2 leaders on it, Brendan Ains and Eric Hazard, and it's really a brotherhood between these 2. It's a really special story. Eric, his family is very close with Brendan's family, and whenever Brendan moved away to Colorado, the dad stayed in touch. And you know, Kurt and Brandon Hazard, they would call each other, say, hey, how's it going? Ask how the boys were doing. And whenever they were moving back from Colorado, Kurt knew who he was going to call to ask, hey, where should we go? And so Brendan, sorry, the Brendan and the Brandon is getting confusing, but the Brandon Hazard told Kurt Ains, you know, there's only one place you can go, and it's Page High School. It's a brotherhood here, and these guys have played with each other ever since middle school. They played in rec league together at the Nolensville Panthers, and it's just a special brotherhood between these 2, and really almost a sibling rivalry is what Coach has told us.
Very cool, Sammy, for 2 guys going on to play some high-level college football. Of course, Eric going to Louisville. There you see him, number 40. And Brendan going to play at Wisconsin. Eric's dad, a college football player in his own right. Brandon Hazard, a fullback at Mississippi State back in the day. He's here in the stands wearing his Hazard 40 jersey. And Brendan's dad, Kurt, another member of this coaching staff as a co-offensive coordinator. And both, Josh, with the very clear goal of finishing their careers playing together with a state title.
Yeah, they've had great careers here. Obviously, they've got one more step to that they haven't been able to complete, and that's on everyone's radar. But both of these kids, I've enjoyed watching them the last 4 years. You know, they've been playing since they were very young and just done a heck of a job and had great careers here.
Page with an 11-play, 62-yard drive. Mitchell Grandjean connecting with Caden Ackerman for the touchdown. And Brendan Ains, a guy that Charles Rathbone says is actually the best running back on the team, but again, just too good on defense. So they let him devote to that position, which of course is what he's going to play for the Wisconsin Badgers. And my goodness, he had himself a year last year, 99 tackles, 7.5 sacks, 23 TFLs, and 3 interceptions. On the other side of that, Eric Hazard with 13.5 sacks last year, and you know they're looking forward to another season of terrorizing opposing quarterbacks.
Yeah, what a dilemma to have all these players that, you know, can be such big contributors on both sides of the football, and you don't really know when to rest them and where. I think there are a lot of high school football coaches across Tennessee that would really like to be in that situation that Charles Rathbone is with some of these guys that are such good players on both sides of football.
Well, Eric been a guy that's been doing it since his sophomore year. Really, Brendan as well. But Charles Rathbone being sure to comment as it's a handoff up the middle for Oates here, swallowed up. Rathbone commenting with us this week about the way Eric has developed physically from being a 230-pound sophomore with a non-stop motor that was tough to stop, and he's still got that motor, but he's doing it at 6'3", 250.
Yeah, quite a difference right there, especially when that's hitting you in the open field. Both of these guys are very disciplined football players, very high football IQ, and they've been a pleasure for this coaching staff to coach over the last few years.
For example, right now, Giles County going up the middle without much on this drive, bringing up a 3rd and 9. How much does having that presence on the edges just force teams to try and attack you up the middle, and just the way it prevents you from going sideline to sideline against Page on offense?
Well, and that's a great point, and also you got to remember they've got Sean Cunningham in the middle, who is a really good linebacker too. So, you just really kind of have to pick your spots here and try to get something going, which Giles County's had a tough time tonight. They're going to watch this tape. They've got a good coaching staff. They're going to learn from this. They've got Hardin County next week at home in their home opener. And this is a good football team. They're going to get better. They've gone up against a 5A opponent tonight that has a roster probably double what they do, and this is a Bobcat team that's going to be just fine.
Also next week, don't miss Fridays at 6:30, Fox 17 Football Frenzy Live, sponsored by Wilson Bank and Trust. This year, it's a pregame show. Fox 17 Sports Director Jill Jelnick is getting you ready for all the high school football games around the Mid-State. See the fans, the interviews, and more Fridays at 6:30, Fox 17 Football Frenzy Live, sponsored by Wilson Bank and Trust. There's a 3rd and 9 for Giles County. Randolph looking right. He gets it away, but caught. Maybe a loss of 1 on the play. Dallas Buckner on the end of it, the junior fullback. Either way, it's going to be a 4th and long for the Bobcat offense. And that's kind of been the story of the night for Giles County.
Yeah, screen pass right there. Well-disciplined, second-level defenders for Page. They play their assignment, come up, make the tackle, and Giles County's going to have to punt the football away.
Punter Christian Sense back out there. McLean Copeland deep to receive for Page.
Back deep for the Patriots, number 8, McLean Copeland.
Another Page score would put a running clock into play here in Franklin. Punt bounces at midfield and will roll down to the 33. So that's where Page will take over to try and close this thing out. Up 28-0 over Giles County in Week 1 on the Tennessee Army National Guard's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Bart Durham Injury Law.
All of us would like to take a moment to thank the wonderful sponsor partners: the Tennessee Army National Guard, and Bart Durham Injury Law, who through their contributions to the program make these games possible for you viewers at home. We'd also like to thank our other great sponsor supporters for their contributions to our Friday Night Rivals telecast: the United States Navy, BMC Metalworks, UA Local 572, Wilson Bank and Trust, the United States Marines, Western Kentucky University, Bass Tire, and Josh Houston and Associates. And we'd especially like to thank tonight's participating high schools and their administrators for their continued support: Giles County and our host, Page High School.
All for one, good, no price.
7.5 minutes to play at Page High School, where the Patriots are all over the Giles County Bobcats, and it's been that kind of night for Page fans here in Franklin. 28-0 to score. Mitchell Grandjean in at quarterback, and Page now just grinding away in the run game. As that time it's Colt Brown getting the carry.
Number 2, Eli Pimentel.
Correction, that's Eli Pimentel getting his first carry, the sophomore.
Jack Stafford. A gain of 9 yards.
9-yard gain, sets up 2nd and 1.
Yeah, it's his first carry of the night, and they're getting some substitute players in there, going to get some film on them, let the coaching staff kind of go in and evaluate these guys against some other varsity competition.
Always a week 1 luxury to be able to rest starters at this point in the game, as Pimentel will go again and power forward for a UA Local 572 first down. As we look at our Bass Tire stop of the game for earlier tonight, we've talked about him a lot, Josh, and I'm certain we will more for what he's done on offense, but it's that hit by quarterback / safety William Weebush.
Yeah, big stick right there, breaks up the pass, and he's done it on both sides of the football for sure.
Stop of the game brought to you by Bass Tire, serving Nashville for over 35 years. Man is down for Giles County. It is linebacker Tate Bedford, as both teams take a knee, and that would certainly be a huge blow. The 5'8", 202-pound sophomore being looked at by trainers at midfield. An all-region player as a freshman in 2023. Started every game, racked up 77 tackles. Be a key player for years to come in the middle of that Bobcat defense.
Yeah. Luckily he's getting up right here and going to be helped off, and you certainly don't like to see that, especially for how heavily they rely on him on defense. Like you said, outstanding freshman year last year, and definitely one of the young leaders on this defense.
It's a front seven that Coach David O'Connor really likes, between the depth of their defensive line and players like Bedford, who's flanked by a senior leader in the linebacking core, Jack Stafford, and junior Jacarius Reese. Giles County team that will look to repeat in Region 4 3A. They'll start region play later this season, week 7 against Watertown. Grandjean fakes the give, rifles it over the middle, intended for Ackerman. That was the touchdown connection on the previous drive. Just a touch too high for the junior there. Incomplete.
Mitchell Grandjean's pass intended for number 6.
Yeah, just a little bit too high right here. Ackerman would like to have that one back. It was high, but that's something he's got to bring in, and man, he's frustrated with himself right there.
Flag down at midfield.
Dead ball.
Personal foul, number 71 of the offense. That's a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Second down.
That's against backup left tackle junior Emmanuel Johnson.
Yeah, Coach Rathbone certainly doesn't want to see that out of one of his backups. You get the opportunity to go in there. You certainly don't want to commit mistakes, and that's what Coach is coaching him up right there on. You know, you get your shot. Got to make sure you play within the framework of the rules.
Rathbone, a former offensive lineman in his own right, in year 14 at Page. Defending region champs themselves, the Patriots, in 6-5A. They'll start region play week 6 right here against Nolensville. Grandjean hands off to Pimentel.
Well, and you mentioned region play. You know, week 7 for Giles County, their first region game.
Yeah.
You know, and in week 6 for Page, they get to play half of their season before they even get into playing region opponents. And, you know, that's because they're in a somewhat of a smaller district and don't have as many region games to play. But that's got to be a luxury for both coaching staffs to get that much football under their belts. The key to that is to stay healthy, you know.
Page will remain here in week 2 to host Independence. And then they'll keep it in Williamson County week 3 at Franklin. Grandjean screens it out right side. Ball's high but caught by Dickerson. It's rolled down to the 35, gains 3 or 4 on the play.
Pass is complete. The number 30.
They'll bring up 4th and 19.
Dickerson.
And just trying to keep that clock running right there. A little tunnel screen to Dickerson coming back to the inside. And,
Fourth down for the Patriots.
you know, Coach Rathbone just trying to get this one to all zeros, get the film on, do a little teaching, and get to next week. They got a big one against Indy.
Gives us a chance to get a look at future Arkansas Razorback punter Gavin Rush. Only the second time he's been called upon tonight. Charles Rathbone this week saying it's great to have an elite punter, but it's weird because you never want to see him step out onto the field. But when you do, he certainly gets the job done.
Yeah, you don't get many opportunities to punt when you play for Page. I think he had, 29 last year? So that's less than 2 per game because they played 15. But, yeah, I mean, he's an unbelievable weapon in special teams for the Patriots. And like you said, going to continue his athletic and academic career at Arkansas next year. Woo pig.
That's what they say. Timeout on the field called by the Page Patriots as we look at our Tennessee Army National Guard play of the game. Who else but William Weebush had the stop of the game, had the play of the game, and it's the opening score, 33 yards to Knight Wilson.
Yeah, that was a big one right there. 33 yards, gets behind the defender. And this is the kind of thing you're looking for in your opening drive right there to get things going to start your season off right.
It's his only passing touchdown of the night. Weebush went on to have 2 more on the ground before coming out for Mitchell Grandjean. Rush spirals the punt that bounces at the 35 and stops its roll right at the 31-yard line. So that nets 32 yards on the punt, and out comes Giles County.
That's pretty good math. I was trying to figure it out. My University of Florida education was not allowing me to figure that math that quick. So
we can pretend I did that in my head if we want.
Hats off to you. Was that Flying Brian? Did he hit you with that one? Okay.
Who else?
Okay.
So, your head coach David O'Connor of Giles County, down 28-0, 4:23 on the clock, offense back on the field. What are you preaching here?
Yeah, just keep playing. I mean, you know, you don't ever want to see your kids quit and fold up the tent and go home. Just keep playing. You know, be smart. Let's get to next